Meeting 5,474 of the Rotary Club of San Jose has begun. Give me a bell sound, Jeff. Thank you, thank you. All righty. Again, thank you, Meeting Summaries Committee. Where are you? Meeting Summaries Committee. All right. Well, they're writers. They're writers. They're kind of quiet. All righty. And then today we've got a couple guest introductions today, and on microphone we've got Mike on mic, and we've also got Ani on mic. Where are you guys? There's Mike right there, and there's Ani. Fantastic. Please say your name, who your sponsor is, and just one little fun fact about you.
Hi, I'm Mike Udo, and my sponsor is Mike Block, and I'm a retired aerospace, mostly space, part of it, executive. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Hi, I'm Anya Gahian from Anya and Cat Marketing. My sponsor is Johnny Camus, and a fun fact about me is I like to run marathons.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. We're not going to introduce all the students today. We know who you are. Your cheers announced you loud and clear. If you have a guest today, please stand so our traveling mics can find you. And I think we've got one down the front over here.
Hi there, I'm Chelsea Souza.
Oh,
Michelle
hi, Chelsea.
Loxon is my sponsor, and I'd like to introduce my guest, Julian Pardo de Zella. He's partner at Mesner Reefs.
So glad to have you, Julian.
Good afternoon, President Heather. My guest is my daughter, Elsie Massey, home for spring break from Illinois State University, where she's a zoology and conservation biology major.
Oh, we love that. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, how are you? Sean O'Kane. My guest today is my lovely sister, Teresa O'Kane, world traveler and author, and she's flying out to Saudi Arabia Sunday.
We are so glad to see you in the room. You guys, if you don't know Terry Kane, look her up, Wikipedia her, buy her book, and you and the zoology major, you guys are going to want to meet for sure. Thank you for all your work in conservation, Terry. All right, who do we got next? Hello.
Hi, I'm Mike Gallagher. I'm a member of the Sunnyvale Club. I lived in downtown San Jose, and I'm retiring from my job in Sunnyvale, so I'm looking for a new club.
Well, we are very happy to have you, and always happy to have visiting Rotarians. Welcome back.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello,
Teresa.
President Heather. How are you? Teresa Alvarado with PG&E. My guest today is former San Jose Fire Chief and current Stakeholder Engagement Manager for PG&E, Curtis Jacobson.
So great to have you, Curtis. Thanks for all your good work. Hi.
President Heather,
You
Randy.
look like you're healing well.
Oh, thank you. I am. I was able to actually put on deodorant the other day, so you're welcome, everybody.
I feel like we need to ring the bell for that or something.
Randy Zeckman from Clean Solar. I have two guests here today, both here from schools for ELC. So I have Mr. John Daniels, who's from here from Independence High School, and Ms. Raven Gilberts from Notre Dame.
We are very happy to have you. Thank you so much for your support.
Hi, Prez.
Hey.
That's too much information, Randy. Tom Bondi, I have two guests today. Please stand up. Both from Star One Credit Union are one of our key sponsors for ELC, Rashad Wiley and Anita Roshana Had.
Rashad and Anita, thank you so much. I see all the good work you do in the community. Thanks for putting that logo all over the place on Community Partners. I see you. All right, any more guests? Wait a second. Did we miss Paula Ball? What? No. I'm just going to call her out. Paula Ball, welcome back. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Yay. All right, ELC. Kat Thomas, get up here and tell us all the best news.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Rotarians and guests. So you've noticed 96 high school juniors from 27 different schools around Santa Clara County who applied, were selected, and showed up today. I want one more. Would you just stand one more time and let's give them a big round of applause? Students, up. Woo! All right. I also, obviously, this is not a one-person job. There are over 60 people on our committee. We come from San Jose Rotary, Los Gatos, and Los Gatos Morning. Would you please, they are heaven sent. Would you please stand up if you are a ELC committee member? And I cannot go without, I have to thank the AV people in the back who showed up bright and early, 7 o'clock in the morning. Thank you, AV people. And I do not want to leave out our office staff who have helped with so much between budgeting and accepting orders and everything else. Now, to tell us how we do this and how we provide this for free to all these students, Tom Bondi.
Thanks, Kathleen. You know, first off, I want to thank the San Jose Rotary Club and the Los Gatos Club and Los Gatos Morning Club, first off, because you guys have been there for more than 40 years supporting this program. So big round of applause for you guys. It's been amazing, and we still have, I don't know, maybe 16 people on the committee that were former chairs of the committee, so we're really grateful for that. Additionally, we started bringing sponsors in to help ELC with all the costs, and this year, the sponsors, while we have a lot of individual sponsors as well, the key sponsors we've had this year represented our Plug and Play Tech Center, and we don't have a representative here today from them. Block Construction, some of you may know a guy, Mike. And then we have Star One Credit Union, two representatives we just told you about, and Avenium, which has done all the technology we're using for the program itself. And then, let's see. Oh, we've got this woman, Pam Foley, Vice Mayor of City of San Jose, and she has come on this year. Her group and City of San Jose as a sponsor, so we're thrilled to have that. So thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you so much. What an exciting weekend. This is one of those things that we do every single year at Rotary. This is the bedrock of what we do. Thank you. Come on up, Kaleida Fett, Suzanne Wolf, and Stephanie Bylansky Fair. They are the co-chairs of our gala.
Well, since we have 27 schools, I just want to see if you guys can go a little back and forth with me here. So when I say Catherine, you say woo. Catherine. Woo. Catherine. Woo. All right, here we go. Here we start. Now we're going to start again. Pretend you already knew that. You know what, Stephanie? What? Catherine Tompkinskins, she gets it. She gets it. You know why? She knows we're raising money for our community, and she's now completing her third table for the gala. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine, you're the best. And gala tickets are still available, so please buy your tickets today. And we're going to have so much fun. The auction is one of the most amazing parts of it. We're going to have a little sneak peek for you today, and I want to show you what you can bid on at the gala. And the Smoke and Sizzle Gourmet Western Affair, here you are. Oh, is it going? Sound?
Under lantern light, to friendship strong and futures bright. Fires crackling as hearts align. A Western affair simply divine.
Catherine, do you want to vote on that one for the auction? It's going to be fun.
We have lots of other wonderful items that we've been procuring. It's going to be great. Here's another example. I don't know if you can see them. There's these beautiful white topaz earrings. They're sparkly and beautiful, very Kaleida Fett. And this is going to be, I believe, one of the bid frenzy items. So I'll have them up at the table over there. And again, get your tickets. We're going to have so much fun. The decor is amazing. And I believe that's it.
That's it?
Yes.
Come join us. All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
I'll be bidding on those, for sure. All right, we are miraculously ahead of schedule. So, so Jeff Poley, come on up. Jeff Poley with our Storytellers Committee.
Excellent. Okay. First of all, oh no, not the social media guy again. Oh! hold on, little lemmings. Please don't pitch yourselves over the cliff quite yet, because we're not here to push through old, boring, and tired posts and videos sent down to us from the Rotary International Mothership. We have rebranded. There needs to be a unifying purpose behind social media to draw interest, shares, likes, and ultimately followers, right? So our stories are our greatest currency to barter with. So Roxana Khan, not sure if you're here today. Yeah, hey Roxy. She and I are working to put our club stories together and some posts, and we need everyone's help to push these out. My peas are popping, sorry. Push out to the community around us. Our mission, quite simply, is just to share the stories with our San Jose community, because through this, we can reinforce our branding, we can provide pertinent news, up-to-date news, and most importantly, there are recruitment opportunities for us to pull more future Rotarians into our club meetings. We're active across 4 platforms right now: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Most stories and regular notices are posted on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. There's 3 choices that you can choose one of them, please, and help us forward and push these stories out. Because with an investment of 5 minutes per week, yes, 5 minutes per week, it's all it really takes for you to do your Rotary homework, and you can really help make a difference. Because in 5 minutes, you can sign on, zip to our homepage, and repost. ELC attendees, if you see a worried-looking Rotarian around you, I need you to spring into action. Show them that it really does take only 5 minutes to get where you need to go, do what you need to do, and be out of there. YouTube is kind of where we store all of our videos. It's like a video library, and it holds all of our weekly meetings, an awesome vault of ELC videos. So ELCers, remember, you can go to YouTube and see what has happened before, but you got to wait till after ELC. I don't want to don't want to poison the well. We share our stories of your committees. On the left, you can see a post that we ran about the Youth Exchange Scholarship, and it was run across our social media platforms. These stories can also be converted into individual committee webpage content on our sjrotary.org. So one by one, we will begin to update all of our committee web pages, and we just need you to provide some content. We even have ghostwriting services available. But call first, please. There are just 2 of us right now. But if you provide the information and the pictures, we'll take care of the writing and posting the content. Every week, every Friday to be exact, we will have new content to help advance our top 3 objectives. We currently have 2 features posting every Friday. If you're wondering when to check for things to repost, it's Friday. There are new member updates, and there are weekly speaker updates. And again, Friday, 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 repost, repost, repost. What day do we repost? Friday. All right, well, I heard the ELCers. Let's do it one more time. What day do we repost? Friday. All right. I asked our own Emily Esparza if I could embarrass her a bit today, because I believe she has crafted the perfect repost. I wish we could have blown this up a little bit larger. It would have been easier to read. Thank you very much. Note the hashtags, the personal endorsement, and most importantly, the invitation. She invited a guest to join her for a luncheon. In hockey talk, that's called a hat trick. Can you imagine that? What would we look like if we used our numbers to push information like this out to the San Jose community. How you can help make an impact of storytelling efforts and social media branding at San Jose Rotary. Friday, Friday, Friday. There is new content every Friday. All you need to do is go in 5 minutes and repost it to your page. Select either Facebook or LinkedIn to champion. So if you don't like the social media thing, go to the professional social media. Both work very well. If you want to join the Storytellers Committee, we'd love to have you. There are no meetings. All I need and all Roxy needs is for you to send content. That's pictures and words to our ghostwriting team, and we will get it put together and posted out there for you. So there's no room left to go, but up. 5 minutes, folks. That's all we need. Thank you.
Nicely done. I love seeing those numbers climb. Around Town with Sal Pizarro.
We are keeping the trains running on time today, I think, and Friday, yes. It's a busy March in downtown San Jose, and of course I'm thrilled to see all the ELC students spending their day with us, one of my favorite events of the year. So what do we have going on in this month? First, we've got the CineQuest Film Festival, which opened last night and continues through next weekend. The big event, at least as far as I'm concerned, is next Saturday the 22nd, when I'll be interviewing Maverick Spirit Award winner Gillian Anderson at the California Theater following her movie, The Salt Path. Of course, many of you may know her from The X-Files or some of you from The Crown. But there are a lot of movies to see between now and then, and this is a great opportunity for all of you who say, they don't make movies for grown-ups anymore. That's what CineQuest is about. It's movies for grown-ups. Get a pass, go see them. Another big event next week is NVIDIA's GTC, an AI technology conference that is going to bring 25,000 people downtown. Now, nearly all of the events are restricted to conference goers, but you can expect to see a lot of people downtown next week, and there may be some people you run into downtown. You can tell them things to go to. And this Saturday, just before GTC, their big color is green. Well, we got more green going on with the Shamrock Run for the San Jose Dublin Sister City program. Now, I know the Fun and Friendship Committee is organizing, I think, a team there. I'll be out there running, so I hope the rain stops. And my favorite bagpipe player is going to be out there. He's ignoring me right now, but that's okay. And as you may have seen in today's Mercury News, the Museum of Art has devoted its downstairs galleries to showcasing work from its permanent collection, which is about 2,700 items. This inaugural installation, called Tending and Dreaming, Stories from the Collection, is going to be up for a year, so if you didn't make it there for opening weekend, you've got some time to visit it. Now, here's the calendar. Lots of stuff happening. A couple of typos in here, but I'll correct them. City Lights Theater is opening Agatha Christie's Whodunit, The Mousetrap, longest running show in world theater history. That opens this weekend, and on March 23rd, they're going to have a special one-night performance of a solo play called Mrs. Winchester or A Gun in the First Act. I only have the or in there because it was too long. That is March 23rd, and it is, of course, about our own Sarah Winchester and her little house of mystery in West San Jose. Broadway San Jose is bringing the Cher Show to the Center for Performing Arts next week for all of you fans. And Symphony San Jose has conductor Peter Jaffe returning for its Hollywood Spectacular on March 29th and 30th. And I know that, like me, most of you will be there on Sunday the 30th, because on the 29th, you're going to be at the Rotary Gala. San Jose Stage is opening the Steve Martin comedy, The Underpants. And previews start there April 2nd. They should have started them April 1st for April Fool's Day. I don't know why not. But that show runs through the 27th. And lastly, I have a typo in this item, but there's a huge concert being played by a DJ called Fisher on March 29th at San Jose City Hall Plaza. Now, you may not know who Fisher is, but a lot of people do, because thousands of these tickets sold out in 10 minutes. So again, that's March 29th in the afternoon, evening. So while you're on your way to the Rotary Gala, be aware there's going to be some street closures and crowds here. It does. That's a typo. It's the 29th. But thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate having my failures acknowledged in public. So that's March 29th and Friday, repost. Okay, that's it for me. I'll see you guys next month for April.
He did a fantastic job. Thank you so much for showing us what all the great things happening in San Jose. It's President's time. Last year we had Ann Ravel here as our featured program. I had a little call with her 2 days ago, and guess what? She was riding on a train where she had just received California Woman of the Year. Yeah. And I hope you're watching online. Barbara Marshman, I hope you take a picture of this and text it to her. Kaleidoscope, your Rotary adventure. For those in the room that don't know, Kaleidoscope is my Rotary theme for the year. As president, you get to do that kind of thing. And hopefully, it's not just a theme. Hopefully, it turns into some kind of action. We are at the tail end of the third quarter, and so I just want to give you a brief update. I had a few different areas I wanted to address this year that were big: membership growth, program excellence, and of course the experience in the room. I don't want to read the slide, but you can read it for yourself. I will share with you my goal for the year is 100 new members. We just hit 45, and it's only March. You're supposed to be really impressed by that number. Usually each year the presidents aim for about 50 new members each year, and we're already at 45. I think we're going to get there. Program excellence, I wanted 6 A-list speakers. I think we just got there with our California Legislature Woman of the Year, Ann Ravel. We also had Adam Chire, the co-founder of Siri, for those in the room who I know you know who that is, and Paul Nakamatsu, a few others. We've been doing a great job. And thank you, as always, Scott Seafood. You have transformed the experience in the room. Thank you. Member engagement is not just about adding new members, it's about engaging who we have. Jason Stein, thank you very much for helping me with my earlier goal of completing a membership engagement survey, which has been informing some of the decisions we've been making. Community visibility is a big one too. We started with a bang. Jeff Hare, Carl Salas originally told me, Heather, you're the Rotary president that's gonna kill downtown fireworks. And I'm like, what? It's only March. I haven't started yet. But we didn't kill it. We grew it. We grew it to 2 nights, not just one. We had 139 Rotarians and guests at our VIP party. It's been growing like crazy, and you're going to see that again this 4th of July. You saw more with community visibility with my friend Jeff, who told you about storytelling, who's completely aligned all of our visuals to look consistent, and that's very important. Fall barbecue was a big goal of mine. I wanted to increase attendance. We grew that by 30%. Thank you, Rick Alpers and the barbecue team, and you too over there, John. I see 240 guests. It's a big increase. Yeah, I know those smattering applause is fine. And then we have a few tactics to get to the big goal. I work very closely with our foundation. There's the club side of things and there's a foundation, but working together, we can really mushroom things out. We had the pink dots. If you have a pink dot on your badge, and most of you do, this means you made your contribution, your annual contribution to our foundation, and that means our programs get funded. So if you're loving all these programs that we're having, it's because you paid for it. Thank you so much for making things happen. Polio has been a huge focus of mine. Last year we raised $1,700 for polio. This year I thought, you know what, we need to do more than that, and we started a pickleball for polio eradication committee. We play, yeah, it's super fun, and guess what? We raised $11,935. Massive percentage increase on that, and we are this close. We're not done yet. If polio speaks to you in your heart, please keep contributing. I think you know that funding for that is under threat. There's more we can do. We are number 5 in over 60 clubs in our area. Veterans Day Parade would not have happened with you in this room. We're going to go, Catherine, woo, one more time. Catherine. Thank you for your leadership that saved that parade and kept it going without interruption. Wreaths Across America, 92% increase in wreaths laid. Native Pollinators projects, and of course, our Red Badgers. We also have global grants. I'm running out of time, but global grants is something we really jumped into hard this year. Kathleen Thomas, who you heard earlier, she's going with you to ELC, and then she's getting on a plane on Sunday to go to Peru for water sanitation down there and leading us there. These are massive, massive projects, and we also do several other projects in other countries. There's just a few biggies. And also, we're big in Japan. I always wanted to say that. Our friends at our sister city in Okayama are coming here in April. They have a contingent of over 25 guests coming, and we've personally hired San Jose Taiko to entertain and perform for you, and we'll be improving our relationships and also doing improvements. Thank you again, Red Badgers, for going along with me on this ride and doing the Japanese Friendship Garden improvements. You're going to be seeing so much more. Don't stop me now. Next up, who's our speaker introducer? Larry, come on up.
Good afternoon, President Heather and fellow Rotarians, and a big special welcome to all the ELC program participants. We are grateful that you are here today to join us. Today I'm pleased to introduce our 2025 keynote speaker, Tony Lamb, who will share his perspective on navigating the Shark Tank. When I was writing the introduction, I was kind of curious. How many of those of you in the room have been to Wingstop? You like that? Okay. Now, let me also ask, how many of you, prior to today, heard about Maven Marcone Creamery? Okay. And how many of you today now know about the creamery? Tony first came to San Jose from Vietnam in 1975 when he was 3 months old. He continues today to live locally with his wife, Van, and Van is right somewhere over here. Oh, there you are, in the back. She's waving to you, everyone. They've been married for 18 years, and they have 2 sons who go to school here locally in San Jose. Following his education, Tony's journey as an entrepreneur began 14 years at Cisco, followed by investing as a franchise owner of Wingstop locations and now Maven Creamery. His story is fascinating. It's colorful and full of experiences that will benefit all of us. Please join me in welcoming Tony, our keynote speaker for 2025.
Thank you, Larry. Wow, this is amazing. So many of you guys here. Okay, let's see here. Some slides here. All right, Larry already mentioned, but I'll just go through real quick. Guys, I love San Jose. 45-year residents of San Jose. Thank you. I am a product of the East Side Union District, okay? So where's the Piedmont Hills High School section? Hopefully representative over here. So over there, all right. No worries. So I graduated from Piedmont Hills High School, okay? Went to Cal Poly SLO, San Luis Obispo. All right, we got some alumni here. Majored in business and worked at Cisco for 14 years before I finally, decided to jump and do the entrepreneurship. And that's when I got involved with Wingstop. So it's the folks that raised their hand, you guys are the ones that have kept me in business for the last 20 years. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. And we're going to be talking about Maven's Creamery, and then I'm also the co-founder of Launch Your First. Basically, what I do today is I help launch CPG, food and bev brands, to market. Okay? Okay, so Maven's Creamery, I want to tell you about this story. I met Gwen and Christine back in 2015. Okay, they had this great idea. They were selling these Macron ice cream sandwiches to one of my friends' sandwich shop, and he said, Tony, you got to check this product out. Every time they deliver 300 to 400 of these ice cream sandwiches, it sells out at my shop within 3 to 4 hours. You should talk to them and see, what kind of help they need. So he set up that meeting with me and them, and what I found out about them was that they were making the Macron ice cream sandwiches in their 400 square foot garage. Okay, 400 square foot garage. And speaking to them, I asked them, just curious, how did you learn how to make this? you know, and this is where you guys are at right now, right? The very infancy of starting a business. They just brought up YouTube and Google, and they learned by watching YouTube videos how to make ice cream and the Macron, dessert. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the Macron is the hardest baked items in the world. So it's very temperamental. And so you're combining the French Macron and ice cream, and you're making a sandwich. So what I asked them, what is that you need? And they said, well, we need investments right now so that we outgrow our 400 square foot garage, and we need help with sales. So we need someone to get our products into restaurants. And so because of my experience through Wingstop getting into restaurants, I was able to help bring the product to restaurants. And then eventually Whole Foods and Safeway found out about us and was able to bring us in. And so we are also in Whole Foods and Safeway with this product. Okay, so I didn't know that you guys were gonna eat this before, so I had this little video here of what a Macron ice cream sandwich is. Quick 30 seconds. So part of the thing that you're gonna wanna do with your business is create content, right? So again, this was done back in 2014, 2015, right? With the iPhone, so. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some tips and trick, how we got to Shark Tank. So kind of give you guys how we got into the Shark Tank. Back in 2018, we went to a show in Las Vegas called CES, okay, which is the Consumer Electronics Show. This is the largest conference in the world. And Shark Tank basically was there where they wanted to hear what are the latest gadgets out there, right? And so if you were going to CES, you could bypass submitting the video by being one of the very first people to get in line and get a bracelet. And when you get that bracelet, you basically bought your ticket into presenting in front of a the Shark Tank judges, okay? And so that's exactly what my partners did. What they did was they flew to Vegas, got in line at 4 a.m. in the morning, and they got one of these bracelets, and they got to pitch. Now, when they went to pitch, right, they had to make sure that they mastered their pitch. They had to make sure that the story was compelling enough for TV guys, okay? So one of the things that you gotta do is you gotta tell, make your pitch very convincing, tell them the story, okay? Our story was basically, their father was a Vietnamese refugee immigrant, and he worked very long hours, 2 jobs for the last 20 years to support the family. And they hope that they can make this product be very successful and retire him. Sometimes we believe in luck and timing, and one of the things I have to tell you, we did have some luck on our side, and that was when they were pitching to the judge. 30 seconds in, it turns out that the judge says, "Stop right there. Wait a minute, you guys are the ones that created this Macron ice cream sandwich?" And they said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "You know what? I live in Morgan Hill, right? The city right south of San Jose." And he said, "I went to the local Safeway, okay, and I purchased your product there." I'm like, what are the chances, right? And he said, "I loved it." And unfortunately, they didn't get to finish their pitch, but the judge was sold on it, and so we were able to move forward with the next several rounds, okay? So you gotta hook them early with your story, with the product. You gotta clearly define, right, what your product is. How is it unique, okay? And also, what is the selling proposition, okay? At that time, nobody had ever heard of a Macron ice cream sandwich. People heard of French Macron and they heard of ice cream, but no one had ever combined the two together. And that's what we were able to do. We were able to convince the restaurants to say, do you have dessert on the menu? Because if you don't, here's the hottest item that you should sell. And that's how we got into a lot of the restaurants. The sharks are going to want you to know your numbers, guys. Okay, so before you, make your pitch, you got to, make sure you really know your sales numbers and, your value justification, right? Why do you think your company is worth $6 million, right? And I think the other thing too is you got to also define what the market size is, because the sharks and investors want to know what the TAM is. How many of you guys know what TAM stands for? All right, that's a couple hands right there. Total addressable market. Okay, so how big is the ice cream, industry? How big is the macaron industry? Now you add that together, right? It's a really big number. People love ice cream. So that's the market that we're going after, okay? And again, know what your break even and what your sales projections are gonna be, and demonstrate traction. So fortunately for us, I had to basically run the numbers, right? With the restaurants, for example. If every single restaurant sold $1,000 of macaron ice cream sandwich a month, right? Then in 1 year, they'll sell 12,000. And we want to try to get to $1 million in sales, right? And so what that means is basically, we need to sign up, a little under 100 stores, right? Actually 1,000 stores, to hit that number. So you really need to show that the restaurants are selling the products, the retailers are also selling the products, and show some of the pre-orders. You want to entice the sharks to let them know that we need your money because we've outgrown our capacity, right? And you need to be able to show that through your sales number. And then other media coverage. And so fortunately for us, we teamed up with a lot of local medias in San Jose. We were on NBC, and we were able to get reporters to come down to our facility and do a report on us. So more media, more PR is something that I would highly recommend that you guys try and get for your product, okay? Anticipate tough questions, guys. Again, sharks are going to grill you. They're going to know, why do you need us as an investor? Why do you need our money? What are you going to do with that money? If we give you, this $1 million, where is it going towards? How much of that is going towards production? How much of that is going to, building out a sales team? How much of that is for inventory to fulfill POs? They love the word POs, okay? POs is purchase orders, just in case you guys don't know. Always think about customer acquisition. So part of your strategy is, how are you going to acquire customers, right? For you guys, the younger generation, probably one of the cheapest ways for you guys to acquire customers is through social media, right? Through influencers. Right? You pay an influencer who has 1 million, 5 million, 10 million followers to help you create content for your product, right? Because when they're creating content and they're putting it on their channels, you have that many eyeballs looking at your product, okay? So have that Instagram page, have that Facebook page, and grow your audience, okay? Because part of the pitch is when they see that, wow, you guys are an early stage product and you guys have, 100,000 followers already, that's convincing to the sharks, okay? And then be ready to negotiate, guys. Like, don't be stuck on this one number, but just know what your rock bottom number is when you are up there and you're pitching. okay? But leave room for negotiations when you're dealing with the sharks, okay? And again, like I said, you need to perfect your presentation. So when we found out that we were going to go on Shark Tank, Gwen and Christine basically were locked in a room, and what did they do? They basically watched all the seasons of Shark Tank. 3 times, guys, 3 times. So they knew every single episode, every single question that could possibly be asked, okay? So, if you guys have bandwidth, do your homework and really, get to know, these questions and be able to answer these questions. And then research the sharks, right? Do you know which shark you want to go after, right? Because if your product is a tech product, then chances are you probably want like Mark Cuban to be your investor, right? If you feel that you want to do you don't want to give up equity, but you're willing to give up royalties, right? Then that's Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary. Okay, so do your research on the sharks, because then you start pitching in a way where you're really targeting that shark, and that's music to their ears, because they're like, okay, I'm that guy for this product. Okay. And then prepare for the aftermath. And here's the statistics that a lot of people don't know. I don't know if you guys maybe know the statistics, but when we appeared on the show, from the time that we pitched to the time we were actually aired on the show, it was 18 months. 18 months. And part of the disclaimer or stipulation was that you can't raise any money during this 18-month window. Okay, so can you imagine, like, do you guys have enough money to last 18 months? Because, part of the deal is you can't fundraise during this time. Okay, and even after the deal was done, the sharks will do their due diligence. You do due diligence on them as well, okay? But here's the statistic. Over 60% of the deals that are, where they handshake on the TV actually don't go through. They don't go through because after due diligence from either side, they said, no, this is not the right deal, okay? So, even though you strike a deal on TV, they do their due diligence after. You're wondering, well, why don't they do it before? Well, can you imagine if their team had to do due diligence on every single contestant that goes through the show, and they didn't even, how do I say it? There was no interest in that company. That's the reason why they wait till the end of the show to do that. Okay, so that, or some of the tips, guys, I hope that was really, really helpful. Want to kind of give you guys, where are we today? Where's the company today? We pitched, again, back in 2019, and it's been 5 years later, okay? And, happy to tell you guys that the company, okay, we launched a new brand. How many of you guys have ever had the durian ice cream in Costco? All right. I see some hands over here. We were able to get the Costco deal about 2 years ago, and we have this durian ice cream. We're in 7 out of the 8 regions of Costco. Costco basically almost 6x our sales through that channel. They've been a great partner, guys. They love us so much that we are now we've now grown internationally. We're now in Taiwan and South Korea Costco as well with the brand, okay? And we started just with that one SKU. Today, 2 years later, Costco has basically designated Maven's Creamery as the go-to ice cream brand for Asian ethnic flavor ice cream for Costco. We have now released 4 additional flavors, and we have 3 more flavors coming out later this month. And it's been a great journey for the company. 10 years later, we feel like that we finally have broken away because sales were stagnant during COVID. But with this Costco deal, and we were just recently at Expo West, which is the largest trade show for consumer packaged goods last week. It looks like we're going to be picked up by Target, Albertson, and H Mart in the very near future. So besides Costco, you'll be able to see us in other retail. So I wanted to share that wonderful news. I am honored and so happy to be able to speak to you all today. Thank you.
Wonderful. Stick around. We're going to do some Q&A. You are the perfect speaker for the perfect group. Thank you so much. Whoever put this together, this is ideal. Thank you for your inspiration.
Yeah.
All right, Q&A. We've got our traveling mics. If you've got a question, Sean Cottle's got the first one there. ELC, you too, if you've got questions, raise your hand and we'll get a traveling mic to you and we'll call on you. Go ahead, Sean.
Thank you very much for a very informative presentation. Question, they started out in 400 square feet in their garage. Currently, where is the manufacturing facility?
The manufacturing facility, happy to say, it's actually in San Jose, guys, on 7th Street and Phelan. It's now 4,500 square feet.
That's great. And you guys, if you've never asked a question before in front of this group, don't be shy about that. We love your questions, no stupid questions. So throw those hands up so we can find you. Fernando. And it looks like we've got a little hand over here somewhere. Wait. Please wait for the microphone. Please wait for the microphone. It feeds into the Zoom and the recording. Thank you so much.
If you're developing a company or a business, how do you avoid giving up all of your interest to those who invest in your company?
I'm sorry, last question.
How do you avoid giving away so much of your company to the investors such that you don't have much left for yourself?
That's a really good question. There's a couple of ways, I think. Part of it is, don't go after the sharks, but by going through friends and family is one way. Okay, that's one. And then the other way is crowdfunding. So you guys are familiar with WeFunder, right? So that's one way of, be able to raise money without having to give up that much equity. Okay, and it's better to use WeFunder. Why? Because on the cap table, you're just going to have one line item that says WeFunder, but investors as low as they can just invest $50, right, can invest in your company. And you want to have 1,000 of these $50 because they are now your brand ambassador. They're going to tell people, I own a piece of this company, even though it's only $50. But you want more people to get that awareness out.
What a great question. Ani, I think you've got, go ahead and stand up and let us know your name and your question.
My name is Diana, and my question is very, very silly, but what were the ice cream flavors that were on the presentation? Because I couldn't really read all of them, and I wanted to know what they were.
I think that's a great question.
Well, we did bring 3 of them over here. The number 1 is cookies and cream, strawberry shortcake, chocolate toasted almond. There was also passion fruit that you saw in one of there, and salted caramel was another one that was on that video as well.
Thank you for your question. I'm really glad you asked it. Ed.
I'm curious about the aspirations. Okay, we got these 2 sisters. You've probably exceeded their wildest dreams. What are the new wildest dreams?
What are the new wildest dreams? We have some new innovations coming out in the ice cream space. So when we came up with the word Maven's Creamery, in the dictionary, Maven's means to be an expert or a very knowledgeable person for like a subject matter expert, right? And so the sisters wanted to be the experts in ice cream or frozen dessert, specifically our niche is basically Asian ethnic flavors, okay? So pretty soon you might be seeing some popsicles. So
Nice
some of the
little hint
innovations.
there. Who do I have next? I think I've got Mark.
So one of the questions you had on there from Shark Tank was, what are your core competencies? How do you avoid having competitors imitate you? And it seems you've Maven's focused on the Asian flavors brand, but that seems like something that could be copied. Other ice cream makers to say, well, we can sell black sesame ice cream and dairy ice cream. So how have you avoided being copied by competitors, maybe even larger companies that have more market influence?
Yeah, that's a really good question. A couple of things. I think that one of our key advantages, competitive advantages that we have is to have a partner like a Costco actually tell us what flavors to make versus us pushing. I think people will like peanut butter, right? Whereas Costco said, hey, Tony, like recently, for example, can you guys make a black sesame flavor ice cream? You give us a purchase order, we'll make whatever you want. That's what it is, okay? And because of that relationship with the retailer, that gives us a competitive advantage. Other competitors are going to try and, try to break into the market, but it's a hit or miss sometimes. It's all about numbers, guys, and data, right? What's trending? What are the keywords out there that's trending right now? So we're releasing black sesame. We're releasing yogurt tart. Another one is pretty soon, Vietnamese coffee, ice cream.
Did you hear that response on Vietnamese coffee?
Right?
Yeah, that's going to be your best seller.
I'm
I'm going to prioritize students. I've got 2 students, then I want to get to Joan over there. But you keep standing, Joan. We want to find you. Please state your name and what's your question?
I'm Knox, and I'm from Team 4. My question was about the Shark Tank deal. What was the most valuable thing that the Sharks bought? Was it their money or experience, or what was the most valuable thing?
That's a good question too. What did they buy? At the end of the day, they bought, so the person that on TV that struck a deal with us was Barbara Corcoran, okay, and she told us the story about her father, how he, when she was 35, she bought him a car. And the face on his, the look on his face, she'll never ever forget that. And so our story kind of resonated with her because the 2 sisters were building this company, hopefully that it would be successful so that they can retire their father. And so it was the story, the connection that got the shark to invest in the company.
I'm going to go here and then student over there, and then we'll get to Barbara and Joan. I think we can do it. Go ahead and tell us your name and your question, please.
My name's Hayden. I'm from Team 10. And what were some struggles and challenges you faced during those 18 months where you couldn't fundraise, and how did you keep your company surviving through that?
One, we couldn't tell anybody that we were on Shark Tank, okay? And that was one thing. You can't tell anybody that you're on Shark Tank that, you got a deal. So it was really tight-lipped, and it was really difficult for quite some time. I would say 90% of us making the ice cream was all manual. So we were having to do the manual operations for the last 18 months before we, started getting additional money in to buy additional equipment. So that was one of the biggest struggles, was like we weren't very efficient on the labor because we didn't have the funds to invest in the equipment.
That's a great question. Over here, please.
So I was wondering, if you were restarting your company in 2025, what would you do differently?
These questions are so good.
Right? This is amazing. What would I do differently? Gosh, okay. I think, this is part of I don't want you guys to do shortcuts, but, I think one of the things was finding mentors. And you guys have mentors, by the way, right now. Each of you guys at your table. Find people who have been successful at what they do and really lean onto them, all right, and learn from them. We didn't have that type of network back then, so we made so many mistakes, okay, that I think that we could have probably got things done and executed on and met our goals a lot quicker had we found mentors or hired professionals. And you might say, well, Tony, I don't have money to hire professionals. Well, this is where you have a board. This is where you give equity instead of, you know, if you don't have the funds to pay them. So these are some of the things that I would have done differently.
Barbara. Not Barbara, I'm sorry.
Elizabeth.
Yes, Elizabeth, sorry. I know you're best friends with Barbara, and I just went there.
Yes, I am. So my question is all about capacity. The sisters started in a 400 square foot garage, and today they have clients in Costco and
Other major retailers.
and Target, right?
Yeah, Whole
How
Foods
do
is
you
safe.
build that kind of capacity to be able to have longevity with those two big clients?
Great question. So, you know, it's almost like it's baby steps, right? You start in a 400 square foot garage, and then you go into a 4,500 square foot factory. We are now also working with co-packers, okay? A co-packer is like a manufacturer that does ice cream for other brands. And these co-packers are the ones that have 100, like the one that we were in has like over 200,000 square feet. And large machineries where you can check our Instagram page where all they do is, you know, you're kind of like, you press a button and it just fills the pint-sized ice cream with ice cream. It's like printing money, guys. You know, just kidding. But yeah, you find a co-packer, yeah, at the end of the day.
And then I want to get to Joan, final question, please.
Yes, as a numbers person myself and a manufacturer, I'd like to ask you two questions. One, what is the gross margin on ice cream, especially being that it takes so many very expensive natural ingredients that you have there that you're selling? And then my second question is, as owner of a printing company, how much you guys allocate for your packaging and your marketing and brand for your packaging?
Yeah, fortunately for us, the first question on the margins, we're able to get a 50% margin on our product. So it's a pretty healthy, and I have to say that that's one thing, right, guys? Like, know your numbers. And you really need to get to at least a minimum in the CPG space, meaning the consumer packaged goods, at least a 50% gross margins if you ever want to go into, you know, that industry. So yeah, 50% gross margins is what we aim for, and that's what we have. And then, sorry, the second question.
Question on printing. How much you spend on packaging?
Oh, packaging
Or percentage of
and
budget
printed.
on packaging?
Yeah, packaging is, I think it's about 7 or 8% on the packaging. And then on the marketing, for a brand new CPG product, guys, if you're brand new, you should be spending 25 to 30% on marketing, okay, at the very early stages. Of course, when you start hitting the millions and millions, you can then lower that. But at the very early stages, it's 25 to 30. You're like, well, wait a minute, there's no money left over. You're absolutely right. Don't anticipate making money like right away. You're going to have to do some fundraising, you know, to make up for it. But that's kind of like the secret sauce. Fortunately for us, our product went viral, okay? And we didn't have to spend that much money on marketing. Most of the marketing was really social media influencers. That is the cheapest way to get your product out, guys.
Thank you so much. What a fantastic presentation, huh? A gift has been made in your name to the Dancing Cat Lounge and Adoption. And we also have this beautiful agricultural gift for you, courtesy of Carl Silker. These are the premium Chandler walnuts that are heart healthy and wonderful. Let's grab a quick photo. Come on over. Wherever my photographer is. Yeah, sure. Those are his walnuts. Oh. And photographer, yeah, he's the same guy. Thank you so much. One more round of applause, please. for a few final moments, I know you've got to get going out. Next week, Irina Resu is ethics, gets practical 5 things you need to know about AI. And then a few final thoughts. For everyone, when I say San Jose State, what do you say? Thank you. You've just self-selected for the shortlist to be the next chair of the San Jose State University Committee. I am looking for fresh talent to lead the San Jose State University Committee, and please come see me afterwards or get in touch with me the next week. They are starting a new Rotaract Club there, and for those in the room, my final thought for you is you're not done with Rotary. You are just starting your Rotary journey. We are so glad you're here in the room. I can't wait to welcome back the winners and hear about your projects, yeah? The next step in your Rotary journey when you all go off to college, because I know you're all doing that, is find that Rotaract Club and come back and visit often. We are adjourned.